It's the 18th of July, and that is Mischief's birthday. So, as a bit of a treat, we're sitting in the garden, and Diamond's just having a little bit of a chill in her pen, just for a little bit. We've only just got up. I'm not going to tell you the time, like you could imagine what... If you like to imagine that we are early risers, you can imagine we're early risers. If you imagine we're a bit later risers than that, I was going to say lazy, but I think we have the same amount of sleep as other people, but we just have it at different times of the day. Writer's hours, I'll call it. Anyway, it's the crack of dawn for us. It's not really the crack of dawn. It's a smashing day. There are blue skies, sunshine, a nice forecast, especially for Mischief's birthday, and she deserves it because she's such a good girl. She's 7 today. I can't believe she's 7. I would have said, 3 or 4. But thinking about it, we had Mischief when Buddy was still with us. And I'm really glad that we did, because I have this mental image of the dogs passing the torch on to the next dog, if you like. Sort of almost, saying to them, look, this is what they like, this is what they don't like, this is what you must do, this is what you must do when they're in a bad mood, this is how you must lick their tears. Sorry. Oh, thank you to that bird for filling the silence there. Yeah, sort of passing the torch on to the next dog. And not just that, but obviously living with them and teaching them things, having fun with them, having a pal for themselves. I think Buddy benefited from having Mischief around. With some kind of external noise. Hello, chicken. Oh, you look very cute. So, Mischief and Buddy cohabited for a while with us, and I'm really glad they did, because I do think that Buddy sort of, in practical terms, Buddy helped us with Mischief and sort of taught her that you can be, fairly relaxed about things. I say that fairly relaxed because obviously Buddy was relaxed around things, but Mischief's not quite as relaxed. Who is? But yes, so I kind of think of the older dog passing the torch to the younger one. Eventually, it doesn't always work out like that, as we learned, because we lost Star far too early. But I think they benefit from having a friend. I mean, I'm not saying, if you have a dog, you have to go and get another one. I'm not saying that at all. But I do think they benefit from at least having a friend that they can spend time with on walks, or they can meet up with, or, maybe have to stay and have stayovers. And obviously, some dogs don't like other dogs. But if they are a sociable dog, if you can find them sort of at least a friend that they could spend some time with. And that could work out really, really well, actually, for you, because when you want to go on holiday or go for a day out or whatever, your dog could go and stay with their friend rather than you having to find kennels or whatever. And equally, when your dog's friends, people want to go away or out, you could have their dog to stay with you. So that could be beneficial for everybody involved. But I'm really, really grateful to Mischief, because she got me through a very difficult time after I lost Buddy, and good girl. And it's not that the dog that's still in the house replaces the one that's gone. Obviously, just like people don't replace people that you've lost. But we had a dog in the house for over 15 years at that point, and over that 15 and a half. And it would have felt unbearably empty with no dog at all. So there was life in the house still with Mischief. which was lovely. And also part of the routine carried on, the going for a walk and the going out, and she was still quite young, going out and socialising her. And she was almost a year old when Buddy died. He died in the June. She was 1 in the July. And she made me smile. You know, dogs do funny, silly things and just make you smile. And so I'm very grateful to her. She's a wonderful dog, and I love her loads. And happy birthday, Mischief. It's the evening of Mischief's birthday. I'm standing in the garden where I always am. And if you can hear like a noise in the background, there is machinery in the fields tonight. I'm thinking they're harvesting. It's that kind of time of year. But I think Mischief's had a lovely day. We got a cake. We got a people's cake and a dog's cake. Jump down. Good girl. Good girl. We got a cake for people and a cake for dogs, and share them all around. There's some left for tomorrow. And we sang happy birthday to her. And jump down. We had friends here that she likes. She likes people, but people that she knows particularly well and likes. We had them over, and she had a lovely time, lots of attention and steady. Yep. So I think she's had a nice day. And actually the weather's been very... I'm just trying to stop Diamond jumping on her. It's her birthday. That's a good girl. No, play with the toy. Play with the toy. That's it. Yeah, so the weather was very kind to us as well. It's been a lovely day. And tomorrow we're hoping to take her out for a puppuccino. Probably just her on her own, just to give her some quality time. We'll leave Diamond at home with Mr. Dogcast, and we'll take her out and give her a bit more spoiling, hopefully. We do birthday Boxing Days. So, come here, Diamond. Diamond, yellow teddy. Yellow teddy. Good girl, yellow teddy. We do birthday Boxing Days. So, you have your birthday, and then the next day is Boxing Day. You know, like the day after Christmas. That's the day after your birthday, so it's still a special day. It's still a day of festivity and having fun and being spoiled. Tomorrow, we will give Mischief a birthday Boxing Day. I should say probably that we didn't buy her lots of presents. We've tried to do what she wants, what she likes. So she's had lots of attention and been around us, which I guess she does most days. But we don't really spend a fortune on them. I mean, no, that's not true. Veterinary care, we spend a blinking fortune on them. I don't really splash out on birthdays and things. We give them fun things to do, but that might be their favourite treats. So I'm having to bend down a lot and pick this toy up. Come on, good girl. That might be their favourite treats in a box that they have to then work and get out, or it might be playing the favourite game in the garden, or it might be we've had the paddling pool out today. So it's things that mean a lot to them, but don't necessarily cost a lot. I mean, sometimes we do a trip to the seaside or whatever. So, but it's not the cost of it; it's what it means to the dog. That I try and make sure that's the special thing, because dogs don't have a concept of money. So, you can spend a lot, and it doesn't necessarily mean that much to the dog. So good girls. So we try and do things that mean a lot in dog terms, which may or may not cost a lot, and we just try and make it a fun day for them. So how do you approach your dog's birthdays or Christmases, or do you feel that you need to spend on them, or do you try not to spend on them? It's an individual choice, isn't it? But that's my approach. It's got to mean something to the dog rather than something in human terms. Clearly, Mischief had a lovely birthday, and then the next day dawned. We didn't make it to a cafe due to, what do people say? Circumstances outside our control. But we had a good day, and then it was evening. It's a lovely Friday evening here in Shropshire, and the sky is streaked with pink, and strap in for a while because I'm going to be here for a while telling you about the sky, but it is beautiful. It's, 3 shades of blue, from like dark navy blue up to a real pretty baby blue. There's some pinks and purples and whites and creams. It's just beautiful. It's the kind of sky that makes me wish I could paint. But I can't paint. But I can't even paint a picture with words. But it's beautiful. The cows are in the field. All is well with the world. Except Diamond's had a pretty bad-tempered evening. Well, it's not even that. She's had quite a nice evening. She's had a good day. We've been outside, messing about, having the paddling pool out. It's been Mischief's birthday Boxing Day, so we've had quite a relaxed day. We've just been in the garden having fun. We've had all the toy box out. They could choose whichever toys they wanted. We've had treats in the paddling pool. You know, there's been quite a lot going on. So it's been... I must just tell you, there's a heron flying overhead. It's huge. They look prehistoric when they fly. I love them. It just gives me a shiver. But that heron is going back. Where do herons have nests, or do they live at the riverbank? That's a big digression. Anyway, there's a huge, beautiful heron flying overhead. Where was I? Oh, yes. I think I was saying it was Mischief's. It's been Mischief's birthday Boxing Day. It's been a beautiful, relaxed day. And it has. And this evening, maybe Diamond is tired. I don't know. But she's been so bad-tempered. I'm just going to be honest with you. She bounced around on the sofa with Mr. Dogcast and got into such a bad mood, like nipping at him and dancing back, that she actually drew blood. He's not very happy. I'm not very happy. But, and it was very calming. We just, I brought her outside and sort of that now she's in a time. It wasn't a big incident or anything. It's just she's playing. But it's inappropriate play. And maybe she hasn't had enough sleep today. It has been hot. I've tried to make sure she's been eating. I'm trying to review what I haven't done right today, rather than thinking, oh, she's got it wrong, she's horrible. I'm trying to review what I could have done better. So that's what I'm doing. And I've posted to the WhatsApp group of the other puppy owners. She's in a foul mood tonight, and they are reminding me that, yes, it's up and down, but also that brain work is the way forward. And I think that's where I'm slipping up, because when I first had Diamond, I wanted to do, and I still want to do, lots of training with her, and I want to try scent work, and I want to try trailing, tracking, and I want to try hoopers, lots of things, but I've lost that focus a little bit. Not that we were doing that much, but we were doing some training. And I have taken my foot off the gas a little bit, because as she's got nicer, that's a wrong way of putting it, as she's calmed down a little bit, or as she's learned what I want from her, and we've got more affectionate, I've lost some of that zeal for training, and I'm thinking, I don't really care if we don't do training. I just want you to be nice. I just want to love you, and I want you to love me. And that's true. I do want that. But she is a very clever, very energetic, driven dog. Of course she is. I knew that going in, and now it's time to, in reviewing what I could have done better today, yes, I could have worked her brain better. So, good girl, Mischief's out with me. With us. I feel you're here. Otherwise, if you're not listening, I'm just standing here talking to my phone, and that's silly. So yes, that's what I could have done better. So, moving forward, that's what I'm going to do better. Just to be clear, when I say Diamond was bouncing around on the sofa with Mr. Dogcast wasn't bouncing. He was just sitting on the sofa. All the bouncing was done by Diamond. So I was out here thinking all this is going through my head about I need to step up the brain training, and all the brain work. And I started tidying the toys away, and we've got a set of stacking cups, a toddler's stacking cups. And I'm putting those into the box, and Diamond came alongside me and put one in. And I've tried to train a lot of our dogs to do that, and I've not managed to do it. That's on me, not on them. They were all clever. So she just did it. So I made a big fuss and went, oh, good girl, clever girl. Gave her another small cup, and she put that into the box. And then she didn't. Then she messed about, and then she just dropped them on the floor and chewed them. And, that's okay. That's fine. And then I gave her another one, and she put it into the box. That has blown my mind and just made me go, wow, okay, you have got it in you. You will excel at the brain work too, at the clever stuff. So, that's really fired me up to go, okay, tomorrow we'll wake up and we will do better. So we did strive to be better. Just checking in on Saturday to say that breakfast was served. Guess where I am, by the way? You can hear the gravel, can't you? I'm in the garden again. This time I'm with Mischief. Diamond's breakfast was served in a cardboard box, which she likes. She loves to bite cardboard. And also in... in like a distraction toy, or to slow them down and eat, and it's sort of like a plate with raised bits on it. A maze plate, would you call it? I don't know. It's like the size of a dinner plate, depending on the size of your dinner plates, and it's got an edge and sort of a swirl to it, and so the food, the kibble gets all, and they have to use their nose and their feet to get the food out, so it slows down the eating and it makes them think about it. So yep, brain work has, Operation Brain Work has commenced. I'd got Diamond's brain working, and that evening she got my brain working. Isn't it spooky when you come out into the garden and your dog looks pointedly somewhere and starts barking, and you kind of think, well, that could be a person, or it could be a hedgehog, or, knowing our dogs, it could be a leaf falling off a tree, it could be a pigeon, it could be one of the cows. For us, it could be one of the cows in the field making noise. It could be a cat. But you can't shake that feeling of, right, it could be a ne'er-do-well there. It could be a person who shouldn't be there. And I don't know, it's quite spooky, isn't it? I mean, it's even spookier when they do it in the house, when they suddenly look somewhere and bark, and you go, what can you see that I can't? What, is there anything actually there? Or is that just like, a spider's web or a dust mote, or what is it that you've seen that I can't see, but you can see something and it's freaking you out? So, yeah, because Diamond just came out and looked down the garden and just barked quite angrily. And, sorry, I hesitated because it's dark and the tree branches start looking, I don't know, looking sinister, or look like something that could be in the tree. You go, oh, what's that? It's nearly midnight, and it's that kind of time of night when you start spooking yourself out. So, yeah, this is our last toilet trip of the night. I'm actually with Mischief at the moment. It's not actually raining for once, but it has been raining, and oh my goodness, I've spent so much time just taking slugs and snails out of the patio and putting them into the grassy bit, the lawn, I suppose we call it, that the dogs can't get to all the time without access. I mean, without one of us opening the gate for them. So yes, I try and get them out of the way, because not that I dislike them at all. I quite like snails. I find them fascinating, but of course they carry heartworm, is it? Anyway, they carry horrible things for dogs, so I try and stop the dogs getting access to them. And of course, the little snails, that there's lots of little snails around at the moment, they're just the perfect size for a dog to pop in their mouth, and it's quite a nice, I imagine it's like, sort of having a sweet in your mouth. Well, the taste wouldn't be. What would they smell like? I have no idea what they smell like to a dog, but apparently quite nice, because ours really like them. I remember, it was before we knew about how dangerous snails were, Star used to love snails, and she used to lick them. And I remember finding this snail that was like frothing, and I didn't know what on earth was happening. And then I saw Star go up to a snail and lick it, and yep, it was her causing the froth. I don't think there was any sort of intoxication from it, because some, like, frogs can have, is it do you say psychedelic effect? I don't know if that's the right word, but some kind of druggy effect. And dogs can quite like it. It can be very, very dangerous for them. So I don't think we have any toads or anything like that here in the UK. And I don't think snails can have the same effect. Who knows? If a dog could have found out, it would have been Star. She would have liked that. Yep. So there you go. Snails and slugs, can they induce a drugged state for dogs? That's the question for today, the inane rambling for today. And while we're asking questions about snails and slugs, why do they get on the doormat? We have a rubber doormat with holes, and they get on it. And obviously, I don't always think, before I step on it, I don't always think, is there a snail or slug on it? And I have trodden on them, and I hate it. I feel like such a murderer, such a bad person, and I haven't chosen to do anything horrible. It's just I've stepped out of my own back door, and and taken a little life, and I hate that, or damaged a little life, and I always look at them and think, could I perform some kind of, reparative surgery on the shell? And I don't really think you could, and I might cause more suffering than alleviate if I try. I wouldn't know what chemicals might hurt or burn or, poison them. So I to be honest, I don't do anything. I leave well enough alone, because I don't want to cause any more suffering, and I couldn't bring myself to sort of, see them off, because there might be a chance that they could just heal and carry on living their little snail lives and going about their little snail business. And I don't begrudge them anything. No, I don't begrudge them if they eat the plants, or, I really don't mind. But I do begrudge them if they start giving my dogs any kind of illness or parasite. So that's where I draw the line. This has been the inane ramblings of a puppy owner, with Julie Hill, and sometimes with Diamond the Papillon, and often with Mischief the German Spitzklein. You can find our regular podcasts at dogcastradio.com. And if you have a dog, whatever you're going through with your dog, I'd love to hear from you.